Here, the occurrence and the influences factors. So several influencing factors are there. Some influencing factors like environmental factors, some influencing factors like the genetic factors or the host factors or the acquired molecular events factors. Some are acquired factors are also. So you can see in the figure, in the picture, you can see there is environmental factors as shown, whereas downwards there is a host factors as shown. So in the environmental factors, if there is ingestions of the H. pylori or the H. pylori infections, if it is there, or the high salt consumptions, or smoking, or smoked food. Generally, there are certain preparations are there, the smoked food that consisting of the high nitrogenous compounds, or the lack of antioxidants, or lack of taking of vegetables. So these are all things which leading to the normal epithelials in the gastric mucosa, to the chronic gastritis inflammations, to the atrophic gastritis, and further progressions to the neoplasia and dysplasia, and the adenocarcinoma is generally being seen. Whereas the host factors is generally pertinent with the genetic things. So the gene polymorphisms. So the gene polymorphism, for example, in the Western and in the Eastern people. So in the Western people, like the polymorphisms of the ADH1C, that is alcohol dehydrogenase class 1, whereas the in the case of the Eastern people, the genetic artifacts is generally seen in the LDH2, that is aldehyde dehydrogenase class 2. So like that, there are several, the factors or the molecular markers are there which are being either expressed, or the change in the molecular factors or the genetic factors can leads to the chronic gastritis. So among that one is the interleukin 6 is given over here. So like that, there are several genes are encoded, or several proteins are encoded for these genes. If there is any certain mutations or the polymorphisms is there, then there will be chances of the adenocarcinoma, or any external factors which can influence this gene or the genetic materials, or any mutations or any variations or any polymorphisms is takes place, that can also leading to the this type of inflammations. So mostly, as I said, that H. pylori infections is the one of the reason for that, as is consisting of two toxin. One is the CAGA, and one is the VAG, we say as VAG. So these are the toxins which generally cause the high expressions of the inflammatory genes. So as a result, this inflammations takes place, which further, due to the combinational effect of the change in the immunity, or the reactive oxygen species generations, low acidity, increase in the cyclooxygenase 2 enzymes expression. So these all things, one with other, aid or helps in the progressions of the cancer. On the other hand, you can see there is a certain gene out there, that is antigen presenting cell mutations, or the p53 gene mutations, or certain RAS gene mutations, that leading to the hyperproliferations of the cells. So these all things actually one factors with the other genetic factors, or the one genetic artifacts with the other genetic artifacts in combinations, generally leading to the adenocarcinoma or different type of cancers. In generally, they are also involved in the different types of cancer. So in that context, they are also involved in the gastric cancer also. So other thing is p53 mutations is the one. P53 is the guardian genome. If the guardian genome undergoing mutations, then there will be no control in the cell cycle. So when there will be no control in the cell cycle, obviously the artifact or the damaged or the abnormal cells will be progressing to the replication phase. As a result, there will be a lot of the cancer cell formations will be there. So you can move to the next slide. So this slide is about the continuations of the occurrence and the influencing factors of the disease. So in additions or in context of the previous slide, but we can say that this slide is a similar such kind of. So where the one things which is actually is not on the previous slides that I will highlight over here. So they are saying that the nitrate containing foods or the nitrogenous compound containing foods are very dangerous. So like red meats or the smoked meats. So these nitrogen continuous food can leading to the formations of the reactive oxygen species, and that leading to the chronic inflammations. And these chronic inflammations is due to the increase in the pro-inflammatory cytokines, which further increase the nitric oxide synthesis. The nitric oxide synthesis is generally being increased. This nitric oxide, again, they are in presence of the superoxide radical converted into the free radicals, nitroxy free radicals, and they are leading to the leading to the chronic inflammations as due to the increase in the expressions of the interleukin 1 beta by increase in the expressions of the INOS, the inducible nitric oxide synthesis. And further, there will be the angiogenesis due to the expressions of the vascular endothelial growth factors and fibroblast growth factors or the transforming growth factors, and that leading to the cancer. So from here we can conclude that one thing, we have to target the cancer, gastric cancer, by preventing the inflammations, by preventing the expressions of the inflammatory factors or the inflammatory cytokines. Another one is the by inhibitions of the angiogenesis. So these are the several things we can target. And move to the next slide. Okay, so over here, in coordinate with the previous one, we can say that there are, there is one enzyme is there called as a NADPH oxidase. So NADPH oxidase, that leading to the formations of the free radicals. So in case of the stomach cancer, in case of the colon cancer, whereas in case of the esophagus cancers, this leading to the increase in the nitric oxide synthesis. So that cause increase in the hydrogen peroxide radicals. On the other hand, there is a decrease in the superoxide dismutase. So these all things can lead to the increase in the chance of the cancer or chance of the DNA damage, which further leading to the different cancers in the different part of the GIT or the gastrointestinal tract. Next. So over here you can see the genetic susceptibility. Means there are certain person or the certain patients are there which are very susceptible, or the ethnicity, certain ethnic group of people are there who are very susceptible to the disease conditions. So the genetic susceptibility, they are saying that there may be a chance of single nucleotide polymorphisms. So that single nucleotide polymorphisms can occur in the several genes. So the candidate genes are being, in the left side you can see, has been given. It is given. So the most of the genes are the IL or the interleukin 1b, and its different subtypes or the types are there. So either they are saying that these polymorphisms are due to the increase in the expressions via certain factors or certain influence can lead to the increase in the interleukins, the inflammatory cytokines, or can lead to the decrease in the expressions of the interleukin 10, that is the anti-inflammatory cytokines. Apart from that, they are saying that already been discussed, the environmental factors, the diets or the Helicobacter pylori infections are also obvious factors, or the for the genetics elements or the genetics, you can say the artifacts or the mutations or the maybe there is a chance of the single nucleotide changes. So these are all involved in the formations of cancer. Next.